hope you're all doing well. Today it's Wednesday morning and I'm just doing a day of writing and working. Well, I'm actually reading and writing at the moment. The cat's here with me as per usual, and I've been watching over the last kind of few weeks a lot of a day in the life videos. Particularly I've been watching like a day in the life of a PhD student. Don't ask me why, it randomly popped up on my YouTube feed and I was like, oh, that's quite interesting. So I watched it. And they're quite boring, which I know you're going to say, well, what did you expect? But people watch them. And then it got me thinking, like, not many people who watch my kind of channel actually know what I do on a general day-to-day basis. So I thought I would do a little day in the life video. So it's probably going to be boring as hell, but it's probably going to be quite short as well. So just a nice little quick video about what I do with my day. So that's kind of all I've done in the morning, and then we come to where I am now, which is writing. So at the moment I am reading, let me just pop the tripod up. Where is it? Where's the title page? So at the moment I'm reading Harriet, the letters of Lady Harriet Cavendish from 1796 to 1809. And Harriet Cavendish, who is this person, this is when she was a little girl, is one of the ladies that I am writing about for my first book, which is due to be submitted in August, and it's about women within the country house. It's kind of about 4 elite women, or noble women, or genteel women, I haven't quite come up with my term yet, and how they kind of lived within the British country house. So at the moment I'm reading up on Harriet Cavendish, kind of reading all her personal letters, and then what I basically do is I sit here, and I will read. So at the moment I'm on page 38. I've got this really cool little bookmark that Tom got me. Look! The polar bears are walking. So cute. Tom bought it me ages ago. So what I'll do is I'll read that, and then if there's anything interesting that I see, I note it down on paper. So here, there's a thing that starts actually on this page. It says, my affection for children, though, is sometimes rather inconvenient as we are overrun. And 2 days ago, Lady Heathcote called and left her 3 boys with me, c'est trop fort, which I've translated there to it's too strong or it's too much, which is a nice little anecdote about Harriet's kind of kindness for children and how much she liked children, which is quite good to know for later on in life when she gets married and has children of her own. So that's kind of what I do. I look through books. This is called, I'm not sure whether this would be a primary or secondary source. Primary source, I think, because it's actually the letters of Harriet, but then again it's edited by her grandson, so I'm not really too sure about. I think it's a primary source, but because it's edited it's not a... I can't remember. I need to get that sorted out before I do all my bibliography anyway. But yeah, I generally read the most secondary sources, which are texts that historians, like modern historians, so like today's historians, have written about the past. So when I'm not reading history books, I am writing up my findings from resources that I find. So I go to the record offices, or I speak to the families of people who are still living in the country houses that I'm writing about, or I go to exhibitions where they've got diaries and letters and things like that on display, and I write up all my findings from them, which basically gives me a more rounded view of the person that I'm writing about and the country house itself, whereas the historical texts kind of give me more of a background of the period and the time that I'm writing about. So yeah, that's kind of how I read and how I kind of research, and then my time here spent writing is just trying to pull out all the relevant information from the texts that I read and the resources that I've looked at and put it into something that you guys want to read, basically. So I can't believe that anybody's still watching at this point, but if by some strange, reason somebody is, my mum, hi mum, my mum's probably still watching at this point, I am going to just kind of sit down and get on with some work now. So I'll probably sit the tripod up and do a little kind of speeded up montage of me doing some work, and then I'll talk to you more maybe over lunch or something like that. We'll see. I think I might have a Chinese pear. Ooh, come on. Hello, I am back again. It is now, I think it's about 12:30. Time is it? Yes, 20 to 1. So I'm going to have some lunch now. Okay, so made my wraps. They look really nice. They just look, I mean, don't get me wrong, they look like 2 wraps on a plate. Look a bit boring when they're like that, but I just started eating my wraps and they're really, really nice. Really good. I think that, I don't know if you can see inside it, I think that basically, because I put those tomatoes in, the kind of liquid from the tomato just makes it all a little bit more juicy. Just thought I'd check in and let you know that they were actually quite nice. Don't want a coffee yet. No, I might wait. So I'm back again. It is 2:10 and if I'm being honest, I'm lagging a bit now. Lagging, whatever. Yeah, I'm just having a bit of a flagging moment. If I'm honest, kind of early afternoon, 2 to 3ish, is usually the time of day when I don't work very well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack all my stuff up from here, take it upstairs into the office, and I'm just going to see if a change of scenery does anything good for me. And that big lorry get past. Alongside my book, I've also got quite a few other little projects that I do alongside it. So I write articles for a company called Select Specs, which is an eyewear company that go onto their online fashion magazine. So I write them usually about 4 articles a week, and I get paid for that. So I do need to, I've got 2 titles that have been approved by my editor that I need to write up. So noisy today. Yeah, I've got 2 articles to write up for her at the moment, so that's another thing that I have to factor into my working week, is how I'm going to be able to write 4 of those articles, because they are quite time consuming to do. I also have 2 blogs to write. I write my Country House blog, which supports the work that I'm doing on my book. I'm hoping to kind of use the blog to build up an audience really, so that by the time my book is published, people will want to buy it because they've been reading my blog and they like what I write. So I've got that I write for weekly. I also have on my website, I have a marketing and online marketing blog, because whilst writing my books is more or less my full-time work at the moment, I also want to do more freelance writing and web development and that kind of thing. So I write a blog which I share on LinkedIn, which just helps people to get to people in the professional world to get to know where my expertise and stuff is. Now, I haven't written a blog post on there for a couple of weeks, but I was approached by a company who wanted me to write a piece for my blog that I think they were going to feature on their blog. So I need to reply to them by email, see what they want me to do, and then potentially write that piece. So I've got a few other little things. Oh, and on top of all of that, I have my social media, which I have a Facebook page for me as a writer, I have a Facebook page for the Country House blog and that kind of thing, and then I've also got my Twitter, and I think that's about it really. My other social medias, my Snapchat and my Instagram, they're private and personal. I don't really promote my work on there. So yeah, I've got those. So every now and again I will spend some time scheduling posts on that, just because it makes it easier. So I've got a few different things that I can do if I'm feeling bored and unfocused on the book at any point during the day, which I think is probably what I'll do now. I'll make myself a coffee. See? I knew I needed that coffee at some point today. I'm going to make myself that coffee. Oh, I've got something stuck in the back of my throat. Anyway, I'm going to make myself that coffee and take everything upstairs, have a change of scenery, have a change of focus, do some other worky bits, and see how I feel in half an hour to an hour. So let's move upstairs and see how we go. Just got myself upstairs and sorted. I'm realising this video is probably going to be mostly my face, so I apologise for that. If you're really, really bored by now, feel free to click off. No, don't please. Don't click off, please. So yeah, I've got myself sorted up here. I'm really comfortable in this chair. Anyway, I don't really know what to do. I'm going to log on and I'm going to have a look at that email that I got about my marketing blog. I might reply to them, and then I might have a go at writing one of my pieces for Select Specs, and then see where we are in half an hour. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on going. This is my life. This is why I don't generally video the day, because it is really boring. It's just me sat at a desk or sat at a table just writing and working. But some people may find this interesting, some people may not. Some people might just want to be nosy and see what I do all day in France. This is pretty much it. Hello everyone. I've picked up the camera because I'm having a bit of a mare, which, with basically after I finished filming, I said I was going to do a little bit of work for a couple of hours, like not writing related. So I was going to write a post for Select Specs about 5 glasses accessories for summer. I thought that was going to be really simple. I looked up what the current fashions were from London and New York and Paris fashion weeks, kind of had a look at all the fashion weeks and saw what the trends were, and was like, right, brilliant, I know what I need. I just need to find some suppliers now that are kind of selling the products that I want. So for example, bright colours like bright pinks and bright yellows are quite on trend this summer apparently. I don't know much about fashion, I don't pretend to, but I basically went online and googled what the trends were, and that's what came back. So I've managed to find a UK distributor who makes beautiful brightly coloured leather glasses cases. Perfect. So I've got my glasses cases. So the next one is cloths. You know, like lens cloths that you get in your cases for normal glasses and for sunglasses. So I thought, okay, well I'll just Google lens cloths. Oh my god, I think I've spent about an hour trying to find a company that sells nice lens cloths. Like, I don't think in the UK there is anybody that just sells cloths. Like, that sounds like a really stupid thing to get so like wound up about, but I just really want to find a company that sells nice, fashionable, brightly coloured, different print type cloths for your glasses. Like, I know they're not something that people will spend a lot of money on, and generally they will just use the ones that are with the box, maybe. But for me, I wear glasses every single day, and I wear prescription sunglasses, and it's something that I would probably buy. I would buy something that's like a nice lens cloth, because it looks a bit different, and you know, I would buy them. I won't buy them all the time, don't get me wrong, and maybe buy 1 or 2 a year. But for there to be nothing out there, I'm just absolutely stunned. And this article, which I thought was going to be like half an hour to write and I could just submit it, has suddenly turned into this huge kind of mammoth task. And now I'm thinking, should I just buy a load of fabric and make my own lens cloths and start selling them on Etsy or something? Because there is a huge gap in the market here. Huge gap in the market, definitely. Anyway, It's 4:20. I need to get on with this because I want to get a lot more done. I have done some other things before I started this. I emailed back that person about the online marketing blog, and I also contacted a company about potentially working together. So I've done those, but I need to get this piece done and in the bag, because otherwise it's going to bug me all night. Hello guys, as you can tell, we're losing the light. It is 6:05. I am a whole hour late in finishing that post that I was talking about. This is one of the problems with doing blogs and articles for people. It's really great in the fact that I get paid for it, so it's like a money earner for me, and it's a really great experience in coding and using WordPress and this, that and the other. It's absolutely invaluable experience to put on my CV, but it's really time consuming. So the whole of my afternoon has been spent doing one blog post, more or less. I didn't start until 3 o'clock, so it's only the last 3 hours, but 3 hours for one blog post is such a long amount of time. So anyway, it's done. Yeah, Tom texted me just recently and said that there'd been a stabbing and a shooting at the Houses of Parliament, which is just awful, absolutely awful. People who are just going about their daily business, have just been attacked in their city, which is awful. And I don't know if I'm right in saying this, because obviously the news reports come in and are very kind of scattered at the moment, but I believe a woman has died as well, which, yeah, it's just heartbreaking. When is all of this going to stop? You know, what's it going to take for this to stop? You know, in light of that news, my brain has just kind of shut down on work for today. I feel like I need to go and do something that is going to nourish me a bit now. So I'm going to go and cook tea and just wait for Tom to come home. Because when horrible things like this happen, you just want your loved ones close to you. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and I'll try not, and you know, I'm going to leave that now. We've talked about it, I've acknowledged it, it's horrendous, but I'm not going to turn this into a huge political video. So, poured myself a glass of wine, much needed. Oh, it's not quite cold enough yet. It's been in the pantry, but it's not really been cold enough in the pantry to keep it like cold. So, I'm going to start cooking. So I am going to prepare tea. We're having gnocchi tonight, homemade gnocchi with arrabbiata, which is just like my standard tomato pasta. Tomato, it's usually pasta sauce. Hey! Cat does me head in sometimes. It's just my standard kind of pasta sauce. So we're going to have gnocchi with pasta sauce. So what I'm using as a reference guide for this gnocchi is the Deliciously Ella book. So it's that one, which I bought ages ago and never used it, and then since I've gone vegan I use it so much. So I'm not doing the pea pesto because I tried that and it was disgusting, but I'm just going for the gnocchi. So it's just that list of ingredients there, and then the instructions. So it's quite simple, but I always just like to have it out just as a kind of keep referencing it back kind of thing. So
why are you filming me?
Right, it is 10 o'clock. Meant to film the end result of the gnocchi, and yeah, totally forgot as per usual. It was really nice though.
Pretty good.
So yeah, usually what I do at the end of every day, like I say, when Tom comes home, we have dinner, and I think that's about it really. That's kind of a standard day, kind of what I get up to at home during the day. I know it's probably been boring as hell, but if you've enjoyed any little bit of it, then that's good. and I'm going to finish my wine, and we're going to finish Star Wars. So, that's it. Video's over. Hopefully before we go to Portugal a week on Saturday, don't we?
Yes.
So I'll be filming in Portugal, so there'll be a cool Portugal travel video. But before that, I think we might be going up to the top of the mountain at the weekend, because we're going to buy some Christmas presents, aren't we? From La Rousseau, so I'll probably film us as we go up there and maybe go for a walk and some photography if it's nice weather. So yeah, we will see you at the weekend. Bye.